Hello, Manifesting Miracles family. Hey, it's Andrea, and today I wanted to come live on how to no longer get triggered into the past. Every time we're triggered into the past, we take the past, we lay it on the present, and then that becomes the predictable future. Lucy is on. Hi. If you can hear me, if you can see me, type it in the chat, type it in the comments. And if you're just joining us, welcome. What do you feel like, what triggers you into the past? What would you say? Type it in the chat. Trish, all right. So we have some people jumping on. It's been a crazy last few days for me. We had Halloween, we had Eliza's birthday, we had our solar eclipse meditations, and I was feeling it. So yesterday I took a little bit of a rest day for myself, and today I'm really excited to bring the downloads, the transmissions that have been coming through. If you have been following me, reading the posts I've been putting out, these are all downloads, transmissions that I've been receiving. I believe, I know that we're going through a massive upgrade right now. So our bodies, if you're on planet Earth, you're going through some kind of an upgrade. So there's lots coming through. There's so much to come. There's so much that I've been downloading, and I have so much that I'm putting out. If you haven't been reading my posts lately, read my posts. You'll see the things that are coming through that I've been putting out. All right, Sandy's on. Hi family. Hello. Trish says, look at you. Look at me. Trish, you loved my Pikachu costume. You loved it. All right, so let's dive in. We have some announcements before we dive in. I'm going to announce something very exciting and special soon. So I'm going to announce it, I want to say today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout. Make sure you're following, turn on your notifications bell, because I have something super exciting that I'm going to announce very soon, today, tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And if you missed the meditation last week, comment below and I can send you the replay for that, because you're going to want the solar eclipse meditation, because we're in solar eclipse season. If you use that to assist you along your journey, you'll definitely want that meditation. If you don't worry about it. Let's dive in. All right, Alice, hi. Sherry, all right. We've got some great people on here. We've got a lot of people jumping on. What triggers you into your past self? So type it in the chat. What triggers you into your past self? For me, it was always my boss. It's like once I saw my boss, that was it. That was a huge trigger for me. That always sent me right back into my same thoughts. So it was always the same thoughts that came up. I hate you. I can't stand you. Leave me alone. And then that came with feelings, sensations. So my body would start to get tight, contracted. My shoulders, like up to my ears. My shoulders were always so tight, so painful. I had so much pain in my neck, my shoulders. My scoliosis was so bad. I was in physical therapy twice a week with scoliosis. It was that bad. I couldn't breathe. It's asthma. And then that led to actions. So the actions were avoiding So for me, it was avoiding my boss, trying to like hide. Or it was like the complete opposite. I would like say really mean things, and then I would feel all this guilt and shame after. And the same thing with hiding. So hiding also left me feeling guilty, shameful, resentful. And then of course, here comes all the chemicals, all the hormones. So here comes all the cortisol, all the adrenaline floods the body. Now the body's in fight or flight. And cortisol, what cortisol does is it punches holes in the cell walls. So when the body is flooded with cortisol, so the cell walls are literally broken down and the immune system goes down. The immune system is shot. Adrenaline floods the body. If adrenaline isn't processed, adrenaline dries and it stays in the muscles, stays in the fascia. And the body will start to have some kind of breakdown, disease, illness. The disease is just dis-ease in the body, right? So it's just dis-ease in the body. So I had all this dis-ease in me, anger, resentment, guilt, shame. My boss. No, I hate you. I can't stand you. So that was one of my big triggers was my boss. So type a trigger if you have, and we all have them, right? So type it in the chat and let's see what triggers come up for people. So Sherry says money, that's a big trigger. That's a common trigger, big trigger for most people, money. So Tatiana says negative mind chatter. Yep, that's another one there. So once the mind kicks in and starts chattering. Sandy says being told what to do. Ooh, Sandy, you sound like me. That was it. That was why I was so triggered by my boss, because he was telling me what to do, and I didn't like authority because of the way I was brought up. So triggers, it's a conditioning. A trigger is a conditioning. And this takes us to Pavlov's dog. We all know Pavlov's dog. We all know that experiment. One of the most famous experiments where Pavlov rung a bell and the dog salivated. Even though there was no reason, no food, no real reason for the dog to salivate. Why does a dog salivate? Because there's food. There's food. The dog smells food. The dog is preparing for food. It's preparing to eat. So usually in nature, right? The dog is salivating because there's food. But Pavlov did something, showed us something that is not according to nature. And that's why this experiment is so huge, so popular. I remember learning about this experiment when I think I learned about it in like middle school or elementary school. I remember learning about this experiment very young, very, very young when I learned this. What he showed is that you can condition an animal, right? We're not even talking about people. We're talking about an animal, a dog, to salivate, to repeat the past condition, the body actually conditionally, biologically, physiologically repeats the past despite the actual thing being present. So we can condition the body into an experience despite the actual thing that created the conditioning being there. So it's not necessary for that thing to be there for the body to go into the past. And this is huge. This is revolutionary. At the time it was, because it really opened up a whole new paradigm on what's possible for conditioning. How strong the subconscious mind body is, and how the subconscious mind body is the one that's running the show. Ultimately, it's the subconscious mind body that's running the show. And that's exactly what this experiment shows. Is that if the subconscious mind body, if the subconscious dog mind body, human mind body, if the subconscious mind is programmed, if the body is programmed, conditioned to react a certain way, then unless there's awareness around that reaction, the body is going to do what it's been conditioned to do. So ultimately, a trigger, something that's pulling the person into a past experience, until that person becomes aware, until I became aware of the emotions, the feelings, the sensations. Because what is an emotion? An emotion is energy in motion. An emotion is in the body. It's energy and motion in the body. Most of the time, well, for me personally, they weren't, I don't know if I would say they were in motion. They were trapped in my body, and they were blocking my energy centers. So until I became aware of the emotions, the energy in motion in my body, the sensations, until I became aware of how my body was reacting to a trigger, I was not able to break free from that trigger. How could I? How could I break free from it if I wasn't even aware of it? Right? The first thing to not allowing a trigger to trigger you is you have to be aware that you're even being triggered. That's the first step, is awareness. So bringing it back to Pavlov's dog, who rang the bell, dog salivated. The dog wasn't aware. Now maybe you could teach the dog, I don't know, but the dog was not aware that his body was salivating despite that there's no food. Probably zero awareness there. I think I would say that's safe to say. Right? It's a dog, so safe to say that there's zero awareness that the mouth is salivating, there's no food. Now with humans, it's different. With humans, with you, with me, it's different. We have awareness. And we have a great power here. The power to be aware that we're aware. That's the greatest power that we have. That is our superpower. That's everything. Our superpower is that we are aware that we are aware. That's our superpower. So when my body is tensing, when my shoulders are up to my ears, and I'm grinding my teeth because I see my boss, if I can become aware that my body is reacting, my body is seeing this trigger, and my body is going into a physical reaction here. If I'm aware of my body, if I can feel my body, if I can sense my body, which your average person cannot. Your average person doesn't even know they have a body. Now, people are waking up. Humanity is waking up. Yes. But if you still talk to your average person on the street, they're living outside the body. They're living in the mind. So they're living in a mind stream. So they're living in the past or they're living in the future. They're not in the body, present in the body, aware that they're breathing. They're not aware that they're breathing, right? So awareness of the breath, awareness of the inner energy field, the aliveness of the body. All these senses, the sensations of the body, keep us anchored, grounded inside the body. Keeps us out of the mind stream. So the more awareness that we have, the more anchored I am in my body, the more connected I am to my breath throughout my waking day. Throughout my waking day, that's the key. That's the key, is I have to stay aware, awake throughout my waking day to notice when my body goes into reaction. To notice when my body my chest starts to tighten. I can't breathe anymore. My hands start to sweat. That is a subconscious automatic program, some kind of reaction that's happening, and then that equals the thoughts. So here comes the thoughts. The thoughts are equal to the feelings. So, oh my gosh, that person is so stupid. How can they be like that? Oh, I can't stand it that they're like that. Why do they have to be so dumb? Because it's equal thoughts to how the body's reacting, right? So I only think equal to how I feel, and I only feel equal to how I think. So it's a mind-body connection here, and it's a loop. It's a thinking, feeling, thinking loop that cannot be broken without awareness. The only way to break this loop is through awareness. So what does that mean? That means becoming aware of what's happening, so no longer just seeing the boss in the morning, rolling the eyes and huffing and puffing off my way to work. I caught it. Oh, my body is tightening up. My shoulders are up to my ears. Oh, I'm having these thoughts that I can't stand this person. Let me go back into my breath. Let me connect back to my breath. Let me self-regulate. Let me run these emotions through my nervous system. Okay, what are the emotions? Anger, rage, resentment. Okay, let me excuse myself, head to the bathroom, and let me start doing some breath work in the bathroom, at work, and run these emotions through my nervous system. And that's how you unblock the energy centers in real time. Then you come back out of the bathroom, and now you're in a different state. Now you're in like I feel better. I feel peaceful. I feel good. Oh, this isn't so bad. I have gratitude. I'm getting paid. I've got gratitude. I'm getting a good workout in. My job was very physical. All right, I'm getting paid to work out. Yeah, this is good. I'm getting paid to work out. Okay. Boom. 2 weeks later, I was out of that job, and they paid me. They actually gave me money because they loved me that much. They loved me. And the reason why I was out was because I booked up with clients. I had so many clients I was helping that I just had no more time for that job. And it didn't make sense for me to stay there anymore. I was making way more, doing what I loved and what I was passionate about, and what I felt purpose for. So it just didn't make sense for me to stay there anymore. To this day, they would love for me to come back. To this day. So that is how you no longer get triggered into the past self. You might have to watch this video a few times, you might have to take notes, but that is how we do it. So first step is awareness. That's the first step. Second step, you have to, you can't let it keep going. So you've got to bring it back to the breath. You've got go into an open-eyed meditation. Maybe you like to dance. You could do dancing. You've got to somehow bring it back. So you've got to stop the thinking, feeling, thinking loop, right? So you've got to get out of your past self, because once you're caught in that thinking, feeling, thinking loop, you are your past self. You're in your past self. And if you carry on as your past self, you will take the past, lay it on the present, because that's who you are in that moment. You are your past self, and that will turn into the predictable future. And I would have probably stayed at that job for another 20 years, because it's a loop. It's karma. It keeps running. It keeps cycling. The only way to break karma is to stop showing up as the past self. That's the only way to break karma. You have to show up as your future self. Who's my future self? Gratitude, peace, stillness, abundance. So of course, once I showed up as my future self, that was it. I was no longer a match, an energetic match to that job. And because I was no longer an energetic match to that job, of course, I had a flourishing purpose work, passion work business going, because I was an energetic match to that. So if you like this, if you got value from this, share this. I'm going to post it on my private or on my public Facebook wall as well. You can share it from there. Invite people into this group. We have super exciting things that are coming up. So many downloads, transmissions are coming through right now. It's wild what's happening. The energy that I'm feeling, what's coming. So keep an eye open and be on the lookout. We have a big announcement today or tomorrow. It'll drop tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Keep an eye open. Keep the notifications bell on. And if this resonates with you and you're ready to become that future self, do not wait. Don't hesitate. Don't try to do it all alone, all by yourself. Message me to get into our higher level support, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.